Hey folks, welcome to the Pipnotic Symposium on the 24th of December 2023. Today it is Christmas Eve, so Merry Christmas to everybody. In a little while I'll be jumping in the kitchen, opening a bottle of wine and cooking a Christmas dinner with my wife. That'll be super nice. But I just wanted to have a quick video, just kind of showcase the software a little bit, just to show you some of the things that I think that the software can help you with. And the people who use the software know that, and people who don't know don't use the software don't know. And so I just wanted to show you briefly what this chart is showing us. Well, first of all, it's showing us that we have supply and demand zones from these three different time frames on the chart. The red is the daily, the blue is the 4 hour, and the white is the 1 hour. And so here on this time frame, I know that when price leaves here, this is the 1 hour chart. We have daily supply just here. Price came up to it, and we had a lovely departure, a very, very nice departure. That is probably a 5 to 1 had you traded just this zone exclusively. We had another one here. Price came up to it. We had a nice rejection. We had another one here. Glorious departure here as price poked into it as it raced to the opposing side of the market. We had another one here. Qualified here. Prices came down, poked into it to the bottom of the zone, and then we had another move higher. So really, really powerful, very, very useful software, as you can see. But what I like to do, I would show you all of these alerts that I had marked off ready for the beginning of the month, but they all disappeared. I had about 15 zones marked off on these symbols here, but they've all been deleted, which is quite unfortunate. But what I'm doing is I'm just moving through these one at a time. I'm leaving my rectangles on. So this looks like a rectangle that was on this chart. This one is absolutely not from this chart, as you can see. We have another zone down here, an hourly. Price came down. We moved, we tested that zone, and then we had a lovely departure. So a very lovely price sensitive area just here. We have a 4 hour area just around here. The price has not yet been back to. Okay, so we had the creation of the zone, departure, accumulation. So we have a parent-child relationship just here. Price came down to the parent to form the child, and prices have not been back to the parent since then. So we do have a lovely buy zone right in here for this area of demand right there. Okay, so a very lovely trade scenario here for future reference. And here we have the American dollar, Canadian dollar, and here just more examples of zones created here. We have multiple tests, zone created here, multiple tests, zone created here, one test, zone created here, one beautiful test, zone created here, one beautiful test. They just happen over and over and over again, and the reactions that we see are incredible. They're very, very powerful. So moving down, let's go to the Kiwi American dollar. So here we have a nice 30-minute zone just here. So expecting prices to come back down to here and have a bit of reaction. And the reason I like that one here is because we have a parent, we have a child, price and efficiency, buy zone, parent-child. So we only trade the parent, and here's the parent. So this would be a lovely trade in the future. My alarm was there, but it is no longer there, so I'll have to re-add it. Maybe I won't bother until the new year, because these zones might disappear once again. Had another one here, a little zone that was marked off. Again, pay attention, 4 hour zone, price comes up into it, huge departure. 1 hour, beautiful departure. Another one here, a minor departure here, beautiful departure. Another one here, big departure, big departure. This one here, huge departure. And so most of these zones are working. So if you would trade these zones exclusively, keeping in mind of where the major flows are moving, so only buying in this situation, I think you would find that you'd do quite well. So here I'm just going to put, actually I'm not going to bother putting alarm because it'll disappear, but just marking all of these areas off one by one. We've got this little area here as well, 30-minute zone. Let's see what I was thinking. Yeah, I prefer this down here. It's a nice little spot right down there for a reaction in the future. We have a buy zone established right there. So actually the buy zone is right here for this area. of demand. Okay, still untested. Prices are moving sideways. This is chaos. This is clarity. We have clarity here, and so we want to pay attention to this. And so price is just continuously poking into this 30-minute supply, testing it, moving away. 30-minute demand, testing it. We have this 30-minute supply within this value here, tested it. We kind of gnawed away at this area here after 1, 2, 3. On the fourth test, we managed to remove it. This one is also gone, and so we're moving to the upper edge of this zone, just here. We have the lower end, which is down here somewhere. And prices are just kind of merrily poking into those, kind of exploring liquidity, the state of liquidity on the opposing side of the market. So around here we have our pancakes here, and as prices poke into those and consume these order blocks, if you will, or pools of liquidity, they disappear one by one. And once they're gone, then price will need to go deeper to find additional pockets of liquidity, which are going to be above these highs here. So referring back to the historical highs to the left. Okay, have a look at the Aussie Japanese yen. So we have this little area just here. Okay, again, pay attention to these zones. This area of supply, almost tested, departure, had a 4-hour area of supply, price tasted the backside of it. 30-minute supply, tested. We have a 30-minute demand, a small test, probably stop out. 30-minute demand, lovely test. 30-minute demand, beautiful test. 4-hour demand, beautiful test. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. And so I encourage you to explore this software if you're not already doing so, because it's a very, very powerful tool. Yeah, there's nothing to do there, is there? That's confusion. But even so, these zones are respected beautifully on both sides of the market. Demand, test, nice reaction, demand, many tests. Supply, beautiful test, supply, beautiful test, beautiful test. Okay, so moving through to the franc Japanese yen. Let's see what we have here. Here we have a really beautiful tiny zone that was established. Price came and tested it, and then we had a huge drop in price just here. And so this could be an interesting place, at least the highs of where price came back into this zone here for selling. And for buying, we have this zone here. We have the buy zone established. This low, this wickish, pointing to the area of bullish liquidity here. So we probably have some orders that are maybe pending in here. But again, we're at the end of the year. Banks like to clear their books before the calendars tick over, and so I wouldn't do anything now. We can't, of course, the markets are closed, but until we get into the beginning of the new year, because this is when new orders start to get put into the market as the banks look to position themselves according to their strategies and needs and whatnot. So this is just purely for educational purposes here. And here we have a really nice, a very nice move lower, area of demand. We had a test, we had another test, we had another demand, tested on the release, tested again. We had this one here, removed, this one here, a little test. This one here, we had actually a really nice test here before price finally tore through. 30-minute demand, some nice tests here. We had divergence at the zone. Here, there's probably divergence here on an oscillator. Then prices managed to wriggle away. Then here, this tiny little area, we had several tests in there, as you can see. Had another 30-hour zone, 1, 2, 3 tests, and still holding. Okay, so very interesting. Okay, we'll do one more. And here we have some supply above price. We have lots of zones down here. Tested, tested, tested. This one is tested. This one was eaten. This is actually very hungry selling here, just chewing away this little bullish liquidity here, gone. And this one here, just here, was tested right there before price released. You have to look after the dots. Okay, so the rectangle is drawn on the chart after this dot is drawn, so you know everything after that is what price did to the zone. We had a lovely test and departure to an opposing side of the market here. Good. Well, I'm going to leave it at that for the time being, but I encourage you to pop over to Pipnotic.com and have a closer look at our offering, our software, if you haven't already done so. And I wish you and your families a Merry Christmas. Thanks for watching. See you in 2024.